All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In the previous episode, we made our first kind of drum loop, drum pattern using a loop. But today, we're going to create a melody from scratch, and this is more of my lane. Even though I made that melody loop a long time ago, this is more of my lane. Now, we're basically just going to make a melody loop from scratch. We're going to use all stock stuff so you can follow along. And let's just get right to it. So, go to add right up here. There's a lot of free VSTs, not a whole lot that come with FL, but there is a lot of free sounds. You can definitely make a good melody or beat with the free sounds that are in FL. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And my favorite free one is Citrus. So we'll go to Citrus. Citrus has a lot of presets. So you can pick like the actual sound. And I always say like the key to a great melody is picking a good sound and then playing a good pattern and then mixing it well. But the first two, the third is like the icing on the cake. So, and sometimes you really don't have to do a whole lot to the third. But the first two are critical. So we're going to look for a nice sound. There's a lot of sounds here. Probably like, man, where do I start? The typically, guitar is good. Organs are good. Orchestral. Pads are nice. You can layer a sound and a pad together, which I think might be beyond the scope of this video, but pads are definitely a part that you almost can never go wrong with the keyboard part and the softy piano. I don't even remember exactly what that sounds like, but I'm pretty sure it's good. There's a lot of sounds here, man. Like, look at all this. This is the amount of time it would take to make this. Don't take this. That's why I say FL is like the most is one of the most fairly priced products I've like ever experienced. Like this would take forever to make. Like I could see somebody charging almost like $100 just for this VST. There's just that many sounds. So we'll go with the softy piano here. And where's my headphones? Okay. Yeah, this is a good sound. Okay, so we picked the right sound. Now, what we're doing with the keyboard, and I totally forgot to get my keyboard cam. So let's just switch over to this so you can kind of see what I'm playing here. So you can see what I'm playing here. And I just kind of go off the feel. You can definitely learn music theory. There's like a lot of different ways to get good at piano. Learn popular songs, practice, So I think some people just have aptitude for it. And learn like the scales and whatnot, like music theory. And there's a lot to be said about music theory. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but I'm kind of just going to hit random notes and just like, my key is just the sequence of notes just has to sound good. Like basically every note has to sound good and then all the notes have to sound good together. So that's just kind of like how I do it. And you kind of just want to get what you're kind of like theorizing in here in the FL in the same BPM. So I'll show you that. And yeah, so for example, I'll do something real simple. I'll be like, you see how I'm keeping this one down the whole time? The, what's this, A? I'll just get that in FL. I'm just like skipping each white note. Real simple melody. And we see how the pace we're playing it. Dun, dun, dun. So we want to get that in the FL. So let's just try to find that BPM. That's about it right there. 140. Okay. And I did that without even thinking about it. Okay, so we hit record to record. In your options, make sure your MIDI is enabled. I typically would take off these two here. Make sure your MIDI is enabled. You should be able to hear it when you hit down a key. And I'm gonna show the overhead cam and the MIDI at some point in this video series. I've totally forgot about it before making this video, but the point is, it's there. Here's what my MIDI looks like. You've seen it in another video. It looks nice. I have a nice MIDI. I love my MIDI. I do. Anyways, so we got that in here. I turn the metronome on, so I make sure I get it on beat. The magnet is key here too. The magnet. I have this at half beat. I usually just keep it there. Like, I hardly ever will move it off that. You might want it at beat, but I keep it at half beat. You could do a fourth beat. And basically what that does is, like, if this is off, it'll land exactly where you play it. So it might be off a little bit like this, but like, this is basically what we want to do. We kind of want it to be on beat. And that's basically it. Like, this magnetizes it to like the like whatever you choose, like half beat, boom, boom, boom. It just helps you record it better. You'll see what I'm talking about if you just start playing with this. But yeah, so we got the melody here. Is that what this whole video is about? Hold on. Okay, so now we're gonna work on humanizing and then layering. All right, so we have this here, kind of a good melody pattern, real simple, but you know, gets the job done. You can humanize it by hitting Alt, highlight Control A. Learn your hotkeys. I have a hotkey video. I might see if I can put it on here. But learn your hotkeys. Control A, Alt R. You can randomize the melody velocities here. You could also do this manually by just messing with the velocity yourself. But you can randomize them. You can also pan them, which is a neat little effect. Might sound a little weird, but we'll do it. And then you can also just take it off the grid a little bit, and this will humanize the melody a lot. Just take it a little bit off the grid, so it's not hitting exactly on it. So humanize, just think it's basically like, it sounds less robotic, so it's like, so obviously somebody playing in real life wouldn't hit it totally on beat. I know it sounds kind of stupid, like counterintuitive almost, but like, basically, the humanized flow sounds better in a nutshell. I won't overthink this too hard, but that's basically ways to do it. So let's hear it now. Now the panning thing is like left, right ear. There's some stuff going on there. Anyways, so let's move on to the layering part. So we have this. Let's go ahead and clone this. So we're in the channel rack. Let's go ahead and clone it. Basically, all we're gonna do is copy this pattern, put it in another, and put another sound over it. Typically a pad. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna put this here. Then we're gonna find a pad to layer over this. So if we play it now, it's just gonna be twice as loud, basically. We're gonna find a pad. So let's just start at the very beginning here. See what's going on here? Now here's just where you kind of sit back and you try to pick the best thing that layers over it. And if you don't find one that fits, then it's okay to just not have it. It's okay. But you're going to want to find one that fits, and typically it'll make the melody sound better. So I'm just going to keep flipping through these until I find one. See, that's not bad. Alright, so I think the best one I found so far, I think I like this one. It just sounds kind of like mysterious. Whatever your preference is. So now we got ourselves a melody. Mixing part. Talk about that. Put it in the mixer. 1, 1. It's fine for now. You can add like reverb. Reverb works a lot. You can pan it to make it wider. You'll hear this better on speakers. Reverb, we can move the dry knob to move it back. I'm doing some kind of advanced stuff here. But you can move the dry knob back. So it kind of like it's more distant. So we just did that. But that does make a difference. And you typically will want to turn it down because more times than not, the melody is going to be loud with almost every VST you use. So turn it down here. And basically, like, it'll help you balance the rest of the sounds when you're making the beat. So I'll turn it down to like maybe even 50. I'll copy it here just so like these two have the exact same volume. Paste it here and boom. So it'll start like this, but it leaves you more room for the rest of the sounds, and you'll appreciate that little lesson there. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hold on, let me make sure I covered everything. Yeah, I took notes. So what? Okay. Oh, counter melodies. We could try that. So counter melodies. That basically was layering, and counter melodies is basically what it would sound like. You pick another sound, and you try to like layer this. I typically would do this after the drums. I don't even usually do this at the beginning of the beat. But hey, we got this here. Now we gotta find like another sound. We could use the same sound, so let's try that. Let's try that. So something like that. Like I'm playing higher up on the keyboard. Let's look here. You do that, so we'll just record that. Something like that. Yeah. And the last test you're probably gonna do before closing out a melody is like, can you sing or rap to it or something? I think this one works. I could be like, yo, I just made this video. Man, it's looking really cool. I'll be trying to make it though. Make some videos on FL Studio. Yeah, you know I do it though. You know what I'm saying? That's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching.